Think of the last time you went to a stationery shop and asked for glue. That never happened because you always asked for this. Fevicol. This bottle may look small, but it makes 11,000 crores in business. And it all started with this man, Balwantrai Kalyanji Parekh, who began by selling individual Fevicol bottles to carpenters from Kondivati, a small town in Maharashtra, to now capturing 70% of the Indian adhesive market and the Fevicol that we know today. In today's episode of Wireframe, we'll decode the insights behind the 7-decade rise of Fevicol and how it really became one of India's biggest brands, known for its promise, brand value, and trust. The business transformation here is mind-blowing. So let's dig in. It's around the 1950s. India just got independence and Britishers have left the country. India's growth journey is really in its nascent stage and people are slowly exploring what a good life could entail. And a young Balwant was a man on a mission. No job was too small, so he started working as a peon in a wood trader's office. After a few years of working there, he uncovered a massive dilemma his carpenters were facing: the glue dilemma. See, the carpenter's struggle with glue was a big deal. They had to melt it before using it. The smell was horrible, and the glue itself wouldn't last for a long time. And the biggest problem was all of them were animal fat-based adhesives. And Balwant saw a massive gap in the market here. With his past experience in the chemical industry and intense research, in 1959, Balwant filled this gap with Fevicol, a synthetic resin that didn't stink, was vegetarian, and you didn't need to melt it. And this is where the Fevicol journey started. Now see, Fevicol wasn't only a product, it was a game changer. But hold on, things get interesting here. What made Fevicol really break the clutter was their identity, their now famous logo. See, the idea was simple: convey the message of the product that is strength of adhesion. After several iterations, the logo was ready in all its glory. Two elephants facing opposite, pulling up like a wood, telling everyone how strong Fevicol is. Now, Fevicol was not what it is today. You might know it from using it in your art and craft projects in school. But their first core ICP, their core user, were carpenters. In the 90s, wooden furniture was all the rage. And guess who needed lots of glue? Carpenters. You see, people care about the furniture they are buying and not the adhesives used to make it. So solving for carpenters early on made sense. Now, here's the Fevicol magic. Instead of getting caught up in the cycle of middlemen and wholesalers, Fevicol took a bold step. They went straight to the carpenters and educated them about the long-term benefits for high-quality product, unlike their competitors who were stuck in the same old loop. Smart move, right? But Fevicol understood that education was just scratching the surface. This wouldn't really help them grow big. They had to create evangelists out of these carpenters to really make a dent in this space. And that is where their masterstroke comes into the picture. Fevicol Champions Club. In today's language, call it a carpenter community. You see, the community approach is always a win-win game plan. Fevicol helped carpenters come together, learn new business skills, and work towards helping each other grow. And Fevicol used these gatherings to demonstrate new products, collect feedback, and solve queries about their existing products. You see, this club was no ordinary initiative at that time. It was more of a confidence booster for carpenters who ultimately ended up buying Fevicol. Fast forward to today, there are around 380 such carpenter clubs with over 40,000 members. You get the ripple effect here, right? Trust flourished, word of mouth skyrocketed, and Fevicol emerged as a carpenter's undoubted choice. Core ICP creation solved. But this wasn't enough. Think back again. Fevicol has overtaken the competition and cemented itself as the adhesive of choice for India's carpenters. Yet, this wasn't enough for Balwant. His goal was to stay on top for a long time. And he knew that one product wouldn't cut it. And that's where he decided to expand the portfolio beyond Fevicol to Fevibond, Fevigum, PDFix, PDVile, and Acrolis in 1969. As he grew beyond Fevicol into adjacent products and horizontal categories, he operated relatively unstructured until Balwant created Parekh Dychem Industries. This Parekh Dychem Industries changed to Parekh Dychem Light Industries, then to Pidilite Industries, and then Pidilite Industries. See, Balwant established the brand Pidilite to expand beyond their marquee Fevicol product. And today, Pidilite's portfolio continues to grow with time, but in a very structured way. Now, if you see, Pidilite operates on two fronts, consumer and bazaar and industrial. 84% of Pidilite's revenue comes from the consumer and bazaar front. The consumer segment includes small packaged products like Fevicol, Fevistick, Feviquick, which we've all used in our daily lives. And the bazaar segment includes large packaged products for mechanics and carpenters, such as Dr. Fix-It or big boxes of Fevicol. Then comes the industrial twist, contributing 15% of their revenue to power players like industrial adhesives, resins, and pigments. And 1% comes from specialty acetate. Fevicol's evolution from being an industrial adhesive provider to becoming an integral part of Indian households led to its BSE listing in 1999. Now, going away from their industry-centric customer to a broader audience meant expanding their audience and awareness. Creating a one-of-a-kind product is one thing, but getting it in front of your target market is quite another. Newspapers and TV ads seem like the solution for sure, but mastering this art was far from easy. See, no one likes ads, but they exist. We hate them so much that we now pay to not see them. But here's where Fevicol defies the norm. With their ingenious taglines and humor-led ad campaigns, they managed to leave a permanent impression in the Indian consumer's mind. Fevicol's ads became more than just marketing. They became so popular that people started using those taglines as slang. I mean, sometimes we only use the phrase ki Fevicol ka mazboot jod hai, tootega nahi, to refer to friendships or in jest. And here's the interesting bit. Fevicol never really relied on celebrities for their ads or to endorse their projects. Instead, they opted for real Indians, their core users, regular folks, to champion their cause. However, films couldn't really resist capitalizing on the product's name to boost their own songs. Pidilite consistently hit the mark with one single message that Fevicol sought for: the ultimate bond. This consistent message with the roots of desi humor aligned perfectly with trends, and that has helped Fevicol in building a solid brand value, so much so that every time you go to a store, you don't really ask for glue anymore. You always ask for Fevicol. From keeping up with trends of Bollywood scripts on the newspapers in the 90s to being aligned with GOT fandom in Indian audiences, Fevicol never misses a chance to surprise and give aha moments to their customers constantly. Now, what started as a single product for carpenters has evolved into a global presence with over 500 SKUs being exported annually to 71 countries. But behind all the hunky-dory business of ads and brand lies very stringent and calculated business moves. For example, their acquisition of M-Seal in the year 2000. At the time, Pidilite's Fevicol held the second spot in the sealant segment, behind Mahindra & Mahindra's M-Seal. Now, M-Seal was a popular choice in the industry and attracted interest from Siva Specialty Chemicals for acquisition back in 1998. But before Siva could even make its move, Pidilite did. Pidilite acquired Mahindra Engineering and Chemical Product Limited's adhesives and sealants business, which included the M-Seal and Mr. Fix-It brands. M-Seal had a 60% market share in the massive sealant segment, and with this acquisition, Pidilite emerged as a segment leader. Their appetite for acquisitions goes far beyond Indian borders, and by the end of 2008, Fevicol had established 13 overseas subsidiaries with good sales and manufacturing operations in regions like the US, Brazil, Thailand, Singapore, and Dubai. Their vision extended further, planning manufacturing plants in Bangladesh and Egypt. But expansion brings distribution problems, and Fevicol tackled this issue by establishing more than 8 manufacturing units around the world. What's more, to ensure a seamless supply of raw materials, Pidilite opted for backward integration, acquiring the fixed assets of an international specialty chemical company. Now picture a grand chessboard. Fevicol's moves have been calculated and strategic. In the world of defense, companies often build protective walls, hoping they're impervious. What's the Fevicol philosophy? Why settle for mere walls when you can construct a moat around you? And building a moat wasn't just a concept, it was woven into their very fabric. And maybe that's the reason which made them the market leaders in every segment they have entered. If you like this video, please do subscribe to GrowthX. We want to bring you tons of more content here because our motto is clear, right? Just like Pidilite, in order to create real impact, Today's startups have to grow to impact India's GDP because that is where we'll create meaningful difference. And that is what we solve for at GrowthX. We help founders, operators, and leaders scale to create real GDP impact with their companies and their products. That's it for today. I'll see you next week with a new episode of Wireframe.